stats, you look at your rebounding, your shooting, you look at everything, and you say this team should be undefeated. And by God, you are undefeated. Tell me about being 8-0.
Yeah, I mean, for a coach in a program that always talks about process and not results, obviously to sit here at 8-0, knowing the schedule that we had, we have to feel good about it. But I think more than that is just how well we're playing on both sides of the ball. I think we've been traditionally lauded for the offensive side of things. We've talked about needing to be a stronger and better rebounding team. I think we've done that very, very well so far. And then the defense, maybe some stretches during that Temple game, which maybe had me questioning things. But outside of the Temple game, and for parts of the Temple game, I think we've been pretty good defensively, and really proud of our kids for the buy-in there.
And with wins comes national attention. You beat Oklahoma State, who was undefeated. You're getting votes in the AP poll. You're 19th in the net. How nice is that?
I mean, the ranking, the net ranking, that is something strategically that we've done as coaching staff to try to do the best we can to put ourselves in a good spot for that. But it's a long season. This is, different results happen. We've played very well in key games this year, with the Fairfield game, with the Oklahoma State game, which meant a lot in that net ranking. It's a cool thing right now. It's probably more for fans than it is for our program. We have not talked about it as a program. I don't think I've heard any of our players talk about it. None of our players have talked about the polls, any of that stuff. It's really just been, allowing ourselves to celebrate and feel good after a win on that day, and then getting back to work and preparing for the next one.
It's still nice to get the national attention. Richmond's an A-10 school. You won the A-10 last year. You went to the NCAA tournament. The program has turned around. You guys are winning every year. It's nice to see the national media take notice. Yeah,
to get some attention, I think, is a good thing. Not that it's not that our players are hungry for that or starved for attention, but I think all of a sudden you get some people to notice more just the hard work that you've done. And I think this has been a build. We've had some players that have been here for a while. We've had some staff members that have been here for a really long time. This was never the goal to get people talking about you, but I think when you're doing good things and you're seeing other people take notice, that obviously is a positive for us, for the program, for the department, for the school. We've been very fortunate that we've had great support, both me, from my bosses, President Halleck, everybody just in the community. This has been a really cool thing. So it's almost great just for us to see that other people are feeling good about it. In a weird way, I think that probably gives us more joy, seeing the excitement that our supporters have for us right now.
You watch your guys play, and to me, the sole reason why you're 8-0 at this point is that you can bring in 5 to relieve your starting 5 and not lose anything on the court. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I think just as a coach, it's been nice some of these games, and it hasn't happened a lot. But sometimes just kind of feeling like our starters, maybe one game didn't just come out the way I thought we wanted to. And then just to be able to replace them with 5 new kids. It wasn't because they were so bad. It was just, hey, let's try something new. And there's been some other games where we've probably left the starters out there longer than I probably would have liked. We would have started that substitution train maybe a little bit longer. But it takes a lot of pressure off a coach when you really can take all 5 off the floor together. If they're all playing really, really well, hey, maybe they go a little bit longer together and we bring in 5 new and don't lose anything. I think that's maybe quietly been one of the biggest keys to our season right now, is just being able to play 10, 11 kids in double-digit minutes has been a really great thing for us.
And 2 things that jump out at me is, number 1, Faith, your point guard, you recruited to come in and play, is yet to see the court, and Addie is averaging 7 points a game. That is amazing.
Yeah, I think people look at what Addie's maybe point production has been in some of the games, and even we went through this last year. I think most people around our program start to realize that her value isn't measured in points, but we're just better with her on the floor. And so I think it's nice as a coach to have a player that understands that buys in, isn't freaked out by the number of shots she gets or the number of points that she scores. But she's been invaluable, and I think anybody that doesn't think that she's played well to this point probably isn't watching us as closely. With Faith, hopefully we can get her back very soon. She's practicing today. I see her practicing today, so that's a good thing for us. But I think, with all due respect to her and everybody else, we've talked about the depth, but just the point guard play that we've had. We have not skipped a beat. Allie Sweeney has been incredible, and then to have a freshman come in like Alicia doing what she's doing, there's nobody that can sit here and say that's been a weak link of ours or a question mark of ours. They've more than delivered to this point this season.
You come home now. Next up, Georgetown tomorrow night. Tell me about the Hoyas.
You know, as a coach, just the nature of the business, you sometimes are going against former assistants and staff members on the other side of the bench. I don't think we've ever gone against or coached against another player, but so that'll be a unique experience for us. But you know, aside from that, just excited to be tested for our team. You know, I think we've really deliberately set this schedule up to have some games where, hey, maybe we got to figure some things out and understand each other, right? So early in the season, making sure that we get that chemistry and allowing some games for that to happen. And then you want to really be tested. And I think this is definitely a test for us. With all due respect to the other teams we've played, this may be the best teams, you know, one of the best teams that we've played so far in Georgetown.
Well, you look beyond Georgetown, and I know you don't, but you have Texas, you have Tennessee, you have Alabama, you have Columbia. You have some pretty serious basketball teams coming on the schedule.
Yeah, and we knew the schedule was going to be a gauntlet here for a while. And, you know, starting with that Oklahoma State game, we had tough games before that, but I really thought that Oklahoma State, there was not a get-well game between Oklahoma State and the start of conference play. It's 6 high-level teams. And, you know, you want the results to be there, but I think I'm just proud of where our kids are at right now. And I do trust that we're going to be in a really good spot in 3 weeks if we tackle this process well. But yeah, I mean, to have those tough teams and have some of them here in town, I think is a really cool thing for our area, and will tell us a lot about our program.
It's a lot of hard work going all the way back to the summer. But I mean, we just play for each other and we play really well together. We lock down on defense, which I think has been huge this year, just like with the opponents that we have, especially the ones coming up. You know, defense is going to be huge, but we all share the ball really well and we all move really well with each other and without the ball. So, yeah.
This team has some returnees, but not a whole lot. Considering the mixing and matching you had to do, are you surprised that you're 8-0 at this point?
I don't think so. I mean, we have a really good core group coming back from last year, so that we were able to like help the newcomers, you know, figure out the offense, figure out the defense, and just kind of find their spot on the team. So I think we've done a really good job of that. But yeah, I mean, we're a whole new team this year. Not a whole new team, but you know, we're new enough that we have new components coming in that can do a whole bunch of like different stuff. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's been good.
The first 7 were impressive, but number 8 was pretty good. A win over undefeated Oklahoma State. Since that has happened, you guys have been getting votes in the AP Top 20. You're 19th in the net rating. How does it feel to be recognized as a really good basketball team?
I mean, it's awesome. I think, you know, we try not to focus on the numbers so much just because, you know, we're just trying to get one win at a time. But just having that like national recognition has been really awesome, just for not just for our team, but like as the university.
Coach does, I guess, the red team substitution when he brings in 5 to replace the 5. If nothing else shows your depth, I mean, that tells you how many players this team has, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I was saying this earlier to somebody, but like our 5 in, 5 out substitution just really shows how good of a team we are and how, you know, deep our bench is. And kind of going back to what I said about the newcomers, like they've really adapted really well to, you know, the system that we have and just kind of their roles. So I'm really proud of them for, you know, adapting really early. But yeah, it just shows how deep we are and how good of a team we can be down the road.
And your rebounding margin, what is it, 233 to 177. I think you have 6 girls who are 6'2 or 6'3 or bigger. That's a luxury the Spiders, I don't believe, have had in a long time. When you rebound well and control the backboards, you win.
You sound like Coach right there. That's all he really gets us, or tries to get us to do, is rebounding. I mean, he recruits tall, really long kids to play defense and rebound the ball, and I think we've done a really good job boxing out this year too, and limiting teams to second chance, or not letting them get second chance opportunities. So that's definitely played a role in our success.
I watch you guys play, and it's fun. I mean, is this the most fun you've had on a basketball court?
It's pretty close, yeah. I mean, when you get to play with some of your closest friends, I mean that plays a role in it. But yeah, I mean, we just play so well off of each other that it adds to the element of fun.
Did you expect this to happen this year?
I really did. I think we bought in as a program since the very beginning, and in the summer, we were always coming to practices like we're ready to work out, ready to get better, and I think that's kind of transitioned to us this coming into the season. I think we're really pushing to keep going and keep winning.
This is the deepest Richmond team I can remember, and I've been here 10 years. Just talk about what a benefit that is and how much it helps to be able to bring in a whole new 5 after the starting 5 comes out.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of depth this year. I think it does benefit us. It also helps like scouting. It's kind of hard to scout us. Someone could have a really good game and step up, and it depends each game what people can do, and I think that'll help us in the future.
I was looking, and I think you have like 8 players averaging 6 points or better. I mean, you really don't know where your points are coming from night to night.
Yeah, no, but just whoever shows up and is ready to play, and then we kind of figure it out from there.
Talk about your move into the starting lineup. You were a great 6th man, but you were equally as good as the starter. You're flourishing there. Tell me about starting now.
Yeah, I think this year I have a little bigger role being on the starting 5. But I think it hasn't really changed. It's kind of stepped up a little more and just got more minutes through that. And I think, it's definitely challenging having more people like scouting you and stuff like that. But I think it also benefits the team because then again, as I said, like our bench is very deep, so we can have more people score and it's just easier to play as a team.